Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and welcome to our spring YouTube hop. We have a lineup of some very talented ladies. Definitely check them out. Their links are in the description box below. This will be every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And here is my project. Isn't it so cute? I love it. This is week 1, stacked books. Now, this is very hard to record with an overhead camera, and so I am using my phone, so I'm sorry if the video quality is, you know, not the best. But here is mine. I love them so much. I used, this paper is from Hobby Lobby. It was just a loose paper. The other 2 papers came from Stampin' Up, and that was paper collection called Sunshine and Rainbows. It was a 6x6 pad. Super cute. The flowers I made, and I used these little brushed brass butterflies. I used 2 of them. You can see them there. I used some gems, and my favorite thing on this entire project, of course, is this little Gnomey. He is from Jaded Blossoms Gnome Dies. So cute. You get all of these pieces, and it's like it's inexpensive for all of these little pieces. Yeah, so that is my project. Now, my books do function. I actually made boxes and made them look like books. So here's my little pages, my faux pages on my books. But my boxes do come apart, so you can use them. So the Gnomey is just glued to the lid of the top box. I don't know if I'll be able to do it one hand, but you can kind of see it coming off there. So you can use that top box, and this comes off, and you can use, you know, the box is open, and you can use them however you want. The bottom box is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, so you can fit your 4 by 6 pictures, or you can fill this up with a lot of treats and give it as some happy mail. You can layer it however you want, but that's how I want to do mine. And thank you so much for watching. I will have the tutorial for the boxes and then how to put the gnome together right after this. But if you don't want to watch the tutorial, go ahead and click off mine and go to the next person. All right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the tutorial. All right, here is the tutorial on how to make these book boxes. And so I already put together the largest size and the top size. So we're going to do this size here. To be honest, I'm doing the tutorial first before I got it done. So the final project may be a little bit different than what I'm saying right now, but we'll see. So this is how I figured out my measurements for my book boxes. I wanted them to be boxes that you can actually open and put little goodies in there. The larger box, you can put your 4 by 6 pictures. You can do your 3 by 5s in the next size, and you can do smaller ones in the 3rd size. And so how I wanted the first box, I wanted it to be 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I changed my mind on the 4 by 6. So I added an inch all around, so it ended up being 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. And this is what it looks like, the pink one. Now, when you're doing the lid to these boxes, you just want to move it slightly over, like just a tiny little tick mark over, to make the top just that slightly bigger. And I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the next size box, which I wanted it to be 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I need to add an inch all around. So that leaves you with a piece of paper that needs to be 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. So you can get the lid and the box out of one sheet of paper. So 5 1/4 by, I don't have enough room. 7 1/4. Okay. And we are going to score this at an inch all the way around. So 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch here. Okay. So this is your bottom. You can mark it if you want, so you know which is the bottom, which is the top. I just marked it with a little tiny B. Now for the lid, we're going to need 5 1/4 and a tick mark. So here's my 5 1/4, and I'm going to mark it right here in this little tiny tick mark. Okay. So 5 1/4 and a tick mark. I'm sure there's an exact measurement of that, but it's easier to say 5 1/4 and a tick mark. All right, and then 7 1/4 and a tick mark. And again, score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. And 1 inch. Okay, so we're done with that. We're going to varnish everything. And we're going to do the same for both boxes. This exact same cuts. So you're just going to put the large, the long side on top and bottom, and then you're just going to cut and miter. Yes, I'm going really fast because most people know how to already make a box, and I have 1,000 slower tutorials on how to do it, so that's it. Alright, glue or tape your tabs. Okay, I guess I'm not doing either. Alright, glue and glue. And repeat on the other side. Glue and glue. Line up those edges. Okay. And same thing for this one. We're going to varnish. Sorry, my little heater just kicked on and it's boiling me. And varnish. And varnish. And one more varnish. And then again, we're going to cut and miter, miter, cut, miter, miter, cut, miter, miter, and cut, miter, miter. Okay. Glue in your tabs. This is how I actually do it. I just do all 4 at the same time. And then line up and hold. And line up and hold. Line it up. And one more. Line it up. Oops. Didn't do a very good job on that one. Okay. There you go. That's it. So now this is the bottom. so your lid fits on there nicely, and that is that. Okay, so you're going to do that for all of the sizes. Now, the sizes that I did for my 3 boxes, they're going to be stacked up like this. I did the paper that you're going to need measurement is 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. Score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. For the lid, you're going to do the 6 1/4 in that little tick mark, and then 8 1/4 in the little tick mark. Same as what the tutorial said. And then the 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. And I'm doing 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and that is this size box. That's the size box that I'm going to be working with, because this is the same, the one we just did is the same size as the middle, so I don't need another one of those. So what I did next was I took a piece of paper. This happens to be a Stampin' Up! Collection, and I just kind of measured the box and added an inch. So this was 2 1/4, and so you add an extra inch. It's a little more than 2 1/4, but it's okay. And then you're going to go ahead and score it by the inch. Ooh, I just almost cut it. And then you're going to do the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but you're going to cut off the bottom part, which this box measures a little over 4 1/4. So I'm going to do this exactly at 4 1/4. Because I do like a little border. I am a border person, so as you can as you can see, I have a little bit of a white border on mine. You may not want that white border, so just cut it accordingly. Okay, so you're going to take your piece of paper and you're just going to wrap it so it just covers the top and one of the sides. You don't want to cover both sides because you want it to look like a book. Or if you just want it to look like stack boxes, then you can go ahead and make your lid out of your designer paper, or you can, you know, add panels or however you want to do it. Okay, so I added mine. I have the little bit of a border that I like. On this one, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's white on white, so you can't really see it, but I like it. Like so. So here's my stack. Now, to make the front of this, the panel to look like pages, right? So you can opt to do 1, 2, 3 panels. You could just do 1, the long side, however you want to do it. So I'm just going to take a piece. This measures that for the small box. So I'm going to cut an inch panel. Then I'm going to take my scoreboard, like so, and I'm going to do the 1/8 of an inches. So we're just scoring every 1/8 of an inch. If you miss one like I did, just go back and get it in there. Okay, so that's it. We just scored it all at the 1/8 of an inch. Now it did give it a little curl, and so you can put like pop dots or whatever you want to make it stand out, to make it look more like pages. But I think I'm just going to glue mine flat. I just want this, you know, to make it kind of look like pages. So you're just going to repeat that for all of your boxes. I'm just gluing this on to see how I like it. Okay, so there's my faux pages. I think I have a tutorial on this before. I think I've done this before, but that's all right. And then I'm going to do the same for all of the boxes. Okay, so all of my boxes are complete. I did all 3 sides. The one thing I did forget to mention is that if you are doing directional paper, make sure you put it in the direction so that way all the spines are on the same side. Because like, say for instance, this one, if I put the paper on this way, it you know, it doesn't match. So just make sure you pay attention to that detail before you put your paper on. And then, okay, so let's go ahead and put our gnome together, which I have here. I am using Gnome Dies by Jaded Blossom. This is Michelle and Candace. They are a small business, woman-owned, so make sure you show them some support. If you are into tiered trays, they also do the tiered tray at IdahoCreations.com. Alright, so I cut out all the tiny little pieces, and we're going to go ahead and layer him up. So I didn't know which hat choice I wanted, so I cut out a whole bunch of different choices for his hat. And now I'm thinking I may want something else than what I cut out. Okay, so I'm not really sure which one I'm going to go with, but I do want to point out that all of these dies fit into your mini cutting machine. And so if you have like a Sidekick or the mini Stampin' Up, the mini Emboss or whatever they're called, they will fit. So that's a bonus, because sometimes we just don't feel like going over to our big cutting station. Alright, so I have all the pieces here. So we're just going to go ahead and build him up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build him up with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, I think. If I can find them right here. Just so he kind of is a little bit 3D. I don't know if this is going to look crazy or great. We're going to find out. So, I'm just going to pop him up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. I hate when like projects slouch in the middle, so I always put a million pop dots. You probably don't need this many. Some people will use the bare minimum of like 1 or 2, but I have 1,000 of these, so we're going to use them. This particular one is the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. You can use your pop dots from like, you know, Dollar Tree or wherever. So we're just going to go ahead and line this up. I love that you have the base, because sometimes it's annoying where you can't line it up. You don't know where it goes. Alright. I do know that I want his hat to be this pink color. I don't know if I want the rainbows on top or something else. You guys will see that first before the tutorial. Because like I said, I'm actually doing this before the final project is done, just so I don't have to do it twice. Okay, so here's that. I kind of messed this one up a little bit. I'm trying to take it off and I can't. Okay. Trying to go quick and I wasn't paying attention to where I was laying that piece. Okay. Take off your backing and line it up. Okay. Yeah. I didn't line up one side, so we're just going to peel it just a little bit and line it up. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to add his little mustache and his nose, which I'm going to glue the nose onto the mustache. Just on the little piece here. Like that. And I'm going to go ahead and pop up the mustache and the nose. So flip it over. Add your foam pieces. One more little piece. Uh-oh. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and pop that up. right in the center-ish. Okay, that's a good enough spot for me. I have his little shoes. Make sure you put them on the correct right and left. I'm not going to pop them up. I'm just going to glue them down. Underneath that popped up beard. Okay. There's one little shoe. And another little shoe right here. There's little bare feet on this too, which I thought was so super cute. But this guy's outside, so you need shoes when you're outside. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and layer this flower. Let me see which way it goes on. Like so. Okay, I need to layer his hands first. So you can see here on the little stitch, that's the room for his little hands right here. So you can go ahead and layer his hands first. So I'm just going to put a little dots of glue and my little bit of tweezers. And we're going to lay our hands. Girl, I'm going to lay some hands. Okay, I'm going to get our other piece here. Sometimes the tweezers help and sometimes they just get in my way. Okay. I'm going to pop up the, where's my minis? I have the little mini dimensionals too. They're so cute. They're so tiny. Go ahead and pop the flower up a little bit. Maybe one more. Okay. Gosh. Alright, take the back off. And just line it up where it's supposed to go. And set it down. And now, oh, I should have probably did my leaves before the hands. That's okay. It's the stem. That's okay. I can just put it on top. But if I don't like it, I'll just cut it. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so add some glue dabs and add your thing here. Like he's holding the little flower. And there is a little tiny piece, look at how this is so tiny, that goes in the middle of the flower to make it look like a sunflower. I'm not really sure if it goes, I don't know. I'm just going to put it here like this. So you have a little mini, little mini piece. And look, he's holding his little flower and his, oh gosh. I guess I didn't put enough glue on there. I didn't press it down, something. So I'm going to kind of turn it to where he's holding it just like that, I think. He's kind of smelling the flower. Now I am going to have to pop the bottom up as best as I can because of the mustache is popped up. And so you want the bottom to match the top. I mean, I guess you don't have to. Oh my gosh, this little thing right here is gonna... I'm not going to. I thought I was gonna have to, but... just adding glue to the stem, because clearly it doesn't want to stay. Alright, then I'm gonna add just a little glue on the back. And I'm gonna pop him up. Like that. I think he looks so cute. Alright, so that's the gnome. That's how you layer it. Well, that's how I layered it anyway. You can layer it however you want. I may add something, I don't know. Actually, I like him like this. And he'll be sitting on top here. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hop on to the next person if you haven't already. Alright, bye.